to memorize your lies. I feel like I've been hypnotized. And then that magic man, he come to town. Woo-wee, he done spun my head all round. Said recess is in session, 2 and 2 make 5. And now, baby, oh, I'm alive. Oh yeah, I'm alive. And if you wanna be the teacher's man, well, baby, you just better forget it. Rock got no reason, rock got no rhyme. You better get me to school on time. If you wanna be the teacher's pet, well, baby, you just better forget it. Rock out no reason, rock out no rhyme. You better get me to school on time. And if you wanna be the teacher's pet, well, baby, you just better forget it. Rock out no reason, rock out no rhyme. You better get me to school on time. Final exam. Now y'all know who I am. I might not be that perfect son, but y'all be rocking when I'm done.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Eli Johnson, and this is my concept for the Alpha Gamma Rho headquarters here on the rejuvenated frat row down by the campus lake. So to kind of get us started here, I'm going to kind of work my way from the outside towards the end. So I'll start here on the site plan. I'm keeping this large parking lot there and getting rid of the one there, replacing it with a bus stop and 3 bike racks, because I wanted to include for students without vehicles or students without the means to get a vehicle, the ability to travel easily around campus and Carbondale and the local area without the need to ask somebody around the town, one of their brothers, to see if they can borrow a car or get a ride. So that is there for them, with these 3 paths running down towards either of the wings and down the center of the courtyard. On this side of the site, you can see I have a retention pond here and a drainage ditch, stopping some of that water coming down off the parking lot from going right down into the building from the side. And then here in the courtyard, it is kind of split into these 4 sections here. These 2 having paved areas to have like barbecues on and that sort of thing. You could have it covered with a pergola of some variety if you so choose. And then these are more set up to just be general gardens with native plants of some variety. Attract nice wildlife, butterflies, hummingbirds, and that kind of thing. And then here on the south side of the building is a large group of solar panels, making up some of that energy used for heating, cooling, lighting, and that kind of thing. As well as that, we'll see later on, they are located right there in the floor plan. I'm using geothermal heating and cooling, proposing to put that under the small pond here or under campus lake down here to put coils for the geothermal. For dormitories, with this hallway here, which you can see on my render, this is the hallway, a large glass wall there letting in a nice light while you're walking around in the dorm rooms, with these windows here on the back offering you a sight outside of the dorm room, offering some light and air in whenever you want it, but not being so large as to not be able to efficiently control heating and cooling and amount of light and privacy coming into the room. So the dormitories are on the perimeter. Here is the house weather suite. I wanted to give them a very large, not a very large, but a relatively large suite to themselves so that they could have a kind of a home within a home. They have nice views out into the courtyard there. You can kind of control what's going on, keep an eye on what the youngins are doing out there. They have their own master bedroom, master bathroom, and then living and dining space there. Here is a large entrance, living, dining, and kitchen, just kind of open concept. So somebody's cooking in the kitchen, everybody that's in the living area can kind of smell what they're doing, can see what they're up to. If they start burning it, they can make fun of them, that kind of thing. So then moving on, down here is the library. The thought behind that is that it's kind of a more secluded than otherwise work area. You can go in, you have books to research, whatever you're researching. With this being an agricultural fraternity, probably a bunch of books on horticulture, farming practices, that sort of thing. And you'll have a rendering on the screen here in a bit to show you kind of what it looks on the inside. Nice light, big table to work at. Here is the chapter office, laundry room with, I believe, 7 or 8 stacked washer-dryer combinations. And then here is the large chapter room, which I've set up kind of just like a big conference room. There's going to be another rendering of it there. Big table, lots of chairs. It can seat, I believe, everybody plus 2 of the people that are living in the room, in the frat house. And then, as well as that, I don't have them color-coded, but they're just kind of, they're indicated by the omission of color. I have 2, I'm calling them discussion corners there on either side here, because there's not as much space here. You can't seat all 34 people, in the living space there all at once. They'd be kind of crowded. So they're kind of functioning as spillover living spaces. They're more secluded, less loud. You can go and have a semi-private conversation with somebody over there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the plan. I'll walk you through a bit of the elevation. So I'll start off with materials. I wanted to limit the use of oil-based products and plastic products because they're bad for the environment. I'd rather use local materials and non-oil-based materials so that when eventually we move beyond an oil energy based economy and we stop pumping out so much oil, you can find replacement materials for this building easily, get repairs done easily. And also source from local places, from places in the area, your materials instead of buying them from some mega corporation 2 seas and 3 continents over. So, material-wise, I have these dark slate shingles up top, which are, there are 2 different varieties of them. You can find them that are the real rock, which are more expensive, but they're more hardy and they last longer. And then you can find a kind of composite facsimile version of them to replace the real rock that are less expensive, but they don't last quite as long. Then I have these dark brown bricks here running down through the center portion of it, and then this band along the bottom and a dark gray stone. I was looking for a stone that is that color that you can find. A lot of them are saying that it was like a type of limestone that's dark gray. I'm not sure, I just kind of find contradictory information on Google, but I tried to find something. That band of stone kind of forming just a base, a visual base at the bottom of the building. And then, as you can see, I've gone for a very classical sort of style. And I'll get to the reasons for that here in a second. But the columns, as you can see, and the cornices there are two main options for material for those. There are a limestone column and cornice, which, again, they're about 10 times more expensive than the alternative, but they will last longer. And then, as well as that, there's the much cheaper option of aluminum. You can find aluminum multi-part pieces of the columns and the cornices with integrated gutters at the top, and they give that look as well, but they're significantly cheaper. Cornices as well, serving a utilitarian purpose as well as aesthetic. Keeps the water from running down over the face of the brick, kind of preserves the quality of the brick for a longer period of time. So yeah, for why I went with a more classical style, Alpha Gamma Rho, it's a Greek organization, so that kind of matches in with the type of organization you fellows are running. And as well as that, it is a timeless style. It's been used for thousands of years. So people in general are going to find these elements beautiful for a very long time. You will retain the value of the building over time because people are always going to enjoy it. You will, and these sort of like with the cornices preserving the material, it will last hopefully longer than alternative, more modern stylings. So that's mostly what I have here on these. I'll kind of talk about, I don't have this on the slideshow, so I'll talk about this. This is the open kitchen and dining space here. So you can see I have this coffered ceiling here, which is, I'm imagining it as like a 2x4 with two pieces of trim on either side. That's the size that I have it as. It would just, and then you would just kind of attach it to a top roof there. Large kitchen with a island there with a bar there that you can stand at and eat and talk to people and that kind of thing. And then your chairs there. Fireplace here with a large television screen there if you want to watch something there with some people. 3 refrigerators and 2 ovens, oven and ranges, cooktops, so that you can cook your large meals that you would be having in the facility as well. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the additional renderings I have here. There we are. So this first one here is kind of a fall time rendering from inside of the courtyard. So it's from this corner over here on the model. So you're looking out, you can see that main entrance space there with the double doors, and then your long glass there protected by the roof overhanging so that you don't get as much sun coming in, less heat gain in the summer months. Here is kind of from the roof, more summertime, springtime sort of look at it, just kind of looking further in there. And then did not go quite all the way down. Giving you an idea of what it might look like during winter with snow falling, that kind of thing. Most of your students will, of course, be living there during the winter months, so this is kind of giving an idea of what it would look like during its prime period of use. And then from the bus stop bike rack area, and then this is that entrance space. I wanted to have it kind of tall, kind of this grand entrance for any visitors. I don't imagine that the fraternity brothers would be using it as their main method of getting into and out of the building. As you see over here on the floor plan, I neglected to mention these earlier. I have doors here, here, and here in the wings, and then 2 back doors on either side of the building there, which would allow more direct access to the interior of the building without having to pass through the courtyard and then into that space there to get into the building. But that is for receiving guests and that sort of thing, primarily. And then here is the library. You can see there, large light on top, giving light directly to the table, and then with a large grouping of shelves around to store all the books that you would need. And then the conference room, the chapter office, not office, the chapter room, big TV there to do presentations such as what I'm doing now. Lots of chairs around, big table, just kind of area for discussion. And then another view down the hallway, kind of showing during golden hour how the sun is just at the right angle to show in through those windows. Gives you nice shadow lines of the mullions running down through there, the trees. You can see some of the columns even. Kind of using the sun to kind of show off some of the aspects of the building. And then here is one of those discussion corners there. Seats around with small tables and then lamps there so that if you are trying to read or something and it's not quite bright outside, you can use them to kind of have a better look at what you're doing. With the windows there behind, with curtains optimally so that you can close them if it's getting too warm or however you would like to do it. And for now, that is all I have. I will show you gentlemen here my model, and please forgive me for the shoddiness of my roof. The arts of Pythagoras are not my specialty. And then you can see there at the beginning of my drainage ditch, so it goes fairly far up the building like that. All right, so with that all said, I would like to open the floor. Any questions or comments?
I like your grand entrance. That's important. You do get a lot of guests that will use that door. And that's what people will see when they first walk up. I like the columns, contemporary look like that. You're the classical one. Very sure.
Very nicely you include the modern with the bookstove in the open area, and yet the classic
Including modern amenities into a classic aesthetic is something that I take very near to heart whenever I'm designing architecture, I suppose is how that sentence might go. Something I'm very interested in.
I like the shape. Keep it all together.
That you really did a lot of things to make it environmentally friendly, you know, for the future. So. About the graphics, I mean, it's good to have those large renderings, but when they're too large, there's not enough space for the drawings, and we need those drawings a little bit more understandable. Be large. For example, the floor plan is very small, and it's very contrasting because those black pathways and they're distracting too much, and they're not quite important. So it's much more important here to highlight the interior and maybe with not so bright colors to make it more understandable. Okay?
Gotcha.
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.